I don't know, drama from the beginning. But anyways, this is what happens in life. Good evening, everybody. Wow, I started playing with my little medallion. Debbie shared that wonderful video with us just to get us grounded for our show tonight. My name is Josie Herndon, and this is Drama to Dharma. I'd like to welcome you back to our show. We weren't on last week, but we did show a wonderful rerun. Jim calls them reruns. We call them premieres. So once in a while, I'll do that, and I apologize for that. So our show tonight, Drama to Dharma, we have Archangel Gabriel here with us as our co-host. I like to say that because I'm the drama, he's the Dharma, and I channel Gabriel, and we talk about day-to-day life and whatever Gabriel wants to pop up. I also ask you to put questions down for us in the chat so that Gabriel can answer them. So the angels will answer questions that you might have, and that's always fun when we do that as well. And we're going to be bringing a couple more guests on the next few weeks. The music that was played right now is the music is by Jonathan and Andy Goldman, world-renowned sound healers. And Debbie's going to put up the website. So they're healingsounds.com. You can go onto their website for a meditation to help you sleep, to just relax you if you feel a little stressed. I know it's a 4-minute, it was actually a 4-minute video, and I told her I think I would fall asleep if we did the whole 4 minutes. So we cut it down to 1 minute, and that was wonderful. And it kind of coincided with this medallion that Carolyn Gross gave me. I'm going to bring Carolyn Gross on as a guest. She has books on overcoming the chaos. She's been specializing in being an international motivational speaker, and but she has these wonderful medallions that have the wonderful symbols and the sacred geometry. So this one's the angel medallion, and that's the one she gave me. So it was definitely resonated with me in that. Now, this last week I was not on the show because I spent 4 days with Tony Robbins. And so I'm not going to talk too much about that because it's not about the Tony Robbins, but it definitely helped me out with unleashing my power within. That was the name of his workshop. I'll call it a workshop, but it was a magical event for 4 days on Zoom with 30,000 people. And we had these cute little things that, so if you've ever familiar with Tony, it's like, yes, 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 just say yes to everything. Yes. And then love when you want to give hearts, and then a thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you like what we're doing, give your thumbs up. We have 1 thumbs up. And if you love what we're doing, give your hearts. And then, hopefully you're going to agree with what we're doing and you're going to say, yes, that makes a lot of sense. And if it's something that you're thinking about as we're talking, then that's okay too. Then it's pondering. It's, after 4 days of doing a workshop like that, Unleashing Your Power Within, it's taken me, a good 4 days this week to process all of it. And figure out how do you, go on with when you do workshops like that and you do, you go away or you do it at home and you do your personal work. How do you, once it's over, how do you keep that going in your life? That's always the big question for me. It's exciting when you're doing those things, going to conferences, going to retreats. It's so wonderful and it's uplifting. And then afterwards, you almost feel like, gosh, okay, now what? How do I keep up the exercise? How do I keep up with, that vibration that everybody, just 30,000 people vibrating at a high level or all in meditation at one time? I mean, it was pretty incredible. So that's why Gabriel said tonight's topic, because he always picks the topic. And I'm going to try to put out the topics on on Tuesdays to give you a little, chance, and for me also to have a little more time to prepare. But I actually put this out yesterday afternoon, and he said the power of you, the power of spirit. So we're taking the power within, like, Tony says, unleash the power within. But we're going to, Gabriel says he wants to take it to the level of the spiritual realm as well, although Tony definitely does as well. But because this is Gabriel, he wants to, kind of delve into the whole topic of your power within that you have in alignment with the spiritual power that you have within. So it's not two separate things. The power of you, the power of spirit, they're all one thing. But as humans, it's easier to conceptualize as two things. He talks about that a lot, that we're, that we kind of feel like we're here as humans living the human experience and searching for the spiritual answers. But in reality, we're spiritual beings living a human experience. So therefore, the power is already here within us, the spiritual power. And that's what we're trying to unleash, he says. The power that we're unleashing is the spiritual power that's within us already, because everything is spiritual. Everything is, I believe, and then Gabriel will say this in a different way, but I believe that, God is everything or God is nothing. I've always said that in my life whenever I've had doubts about things. It's like, okay. And that's a hard thing to talk about. Sometimes it's like, wow, how did that happen? Did God make that happen? No, it's just, but everything is spirit. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for our spirit, right? We wouldn't be here if it weren't for our breath, if we weren't for our heart space, for our, without the heart and without our breath, we're not here. So without all of it, but our bodies are filled with spirit. And if we're, when you're sick and you can't move, you feel like your spirit's down, right? Like your spirit's down. You could feel it kind of down. And then that's when you can get better and you feel well. And then you feel like your spirit's up. As some of you know, I had a procedure last month. It's been a whole month. And now I, totally green light for exercising. So, hopefully I'll have, next week I'll say, hey, I exercised every day this week, but it hasn't happened yet. But I'm definitely green light to go back and exercise after my procedure, my lung procedure. And, they put in one plug and 3 coils into my lung. I had a birth defect that really got bad this year, and I never even knew I had it until like 6 or 8 months ago. But anyways, so I had that procedure and they fixed it. So I've been telling people I'm fixed because people have been calling me. They're feeling so bad because they knew I was sick. How are you doing? Oh my God. I'm like, no, I feel like the doctors, they fixed me. And it's amazing if anybody's ever had, medical problems and then they go in for a procedure. This was my very first procedure I've ever had or anything, except for having kids. That's not quite a procedure, but it was quite an experience. Anyway, so, this was a procedure because of, life, my age, whatever. And I guess my husband, Jim, always says, after 50, you start your procedures, and then 60s, you start your surgeries. I don't know, something like that. So it was my first procedure. But getting that fixed was so amazing because, they put the one plug and the 3 coils and all my vital signs got better. I can, I don't need, I was on a CPAP machine. I was on those little, can't even say it anymore. And they were always like right here with me. I could never not have it. The inhalers, I'd have my inhaler with me, all these things to make sure I was, in case I got caught not breathing. Just thinking about it made me go, oh. But anyways, I don't have any of that anymore. It's such a blessing. My nightstand is like empty. It was so full of medicines and machines and, air machines and all this stuff. And now, it's all gone just from the one procedure. And so, the breath that we have, our breath is so vital to life. And everybody always says, yeah, of course we need our breath, but without breath, we don't have life. But for some reason, I had to experience the shortness of breath. And I think that, Gabriel's saying, because that's our spirit. That's our spirit. We just, I wasn't really probably in alignment with finishing my book. I'm finally back on track. I have a deadline date. I have a publisher to finish the book September. So that's excellent. I've been working with my publisher, Kathy Mason, and she's helping me with editing and everything. So I finally feel like I'm moving forward with the book. And I think I had just kind of gotten stuck with all that for about a year. And of course, Gabriel's saying we all got stuck with everything. This last year has just been, before COVID, I feel like it was almost 10 years ago. And then I feel like, but it was exactly 1 year ago, like this next week on the 16th, I believe, of this month. So we're right at the 1 year point now for when the world closed. And so I think we're all feeling that. I know I am, but I'll tell you, I am feeling optimistic. And I've been saying that. I feel like things are going to be so great coming up 2021. I don't know about you guys. I don't know, but I have felt this huge weight come off me. I'm talking about COVID-19, and the pandemic is the past now, in a past tense, because I just feel like it's past. People are getting their vaccines. They've all had it. It's getting the Gabriel had told me that March, he had mentioned that last year when this all happened, and he kept saying March, that it would pretty much be over. So that's probably why I'm feeling that too, because it is coming close to being over. And what a blessing. And if you have a journal, he says, journal down all of this, write down how you feel about what happened. Write down about that. And then you're going to find your power within. You're going to find the power of you and the power of spirit. If you can write on a paper the power of you, or the power of you, the power of spirit, and write down some of the things that happened to you this year. You can journal it, you can bullet point it, anything that you're going to be able to reference to how you got through this experience and the shift of the planet, the shift of what happened. This was something that only happens maybe every other lifetime, he says. Sometimes it's not, at least in one lifetime, because some people had never experienced this if they were young in their lifetime at all. Think about it. And if they were here for a short time on the planet, they didn't experience this. So it's sometimes, just if you look historically, there have been many things, but nothing quite like this, where there's so many humans on the planet. And so therefore, and there's technology, and the world shut down, and the economy shut down, and everybody got locked up into their house. Everybody got locked up into their house, right? And it all changed. 9/11 changed a lot, but it didn't quite go this far. So he's encouraging everybody to really soak in the power of you and the power of spirit, because we made it through this. We made it through this year, and we're here for greatness. We're here for such greatness. And so if you can just write that down, the stuff, like on one side, you could put the things that happened that were negative, that were done, and then get rid of it. You can just write it down and then let it go. He says, write it down, let it go. So you can do a ceremony. You can, you can burn it in your fireplace. You can, do whatever you want to get rid of that. Shred it up into tiny little pieces. But he says, write it down, and then write down another sheet and put the same thing, the power of you, the power of spirit, and then put all the wonderful things that you want that you want to happen, that you feel right now, because there's always a polarity. There's a polarity. So if you can think about the wonderful things that happened in the year and pull that and then pull that into the future for 2021, because there were many wonderful things that happened to each of us as individuals, he says. We may not know that now, but we're starting to feel it. He says we are truly in our spirits feeling the greatness of who we are. And we're feeling the newness of what's happening now, the newness of this new world. And so he wants to encourage us to just write down and write down the negative stuff, so that way we can get rid of it, because there was a lot and there was trauma. And then write down all the wonderful things that happened in the year as well, because there were many. And then keep a list of the gratitude and be grateful for all those wonderful things that came up this year for you. And then think about, you can even, write it down, daydream about what it is that you want in the future. Daydream. He loves to say to daydream about what's happening, what's going to happen, how wonderful that you want your life. See it already happening. See it already being as it is, as it is. And move forward and go forward. It's time. It's time to do that. And so that's why he wanted to talk about this, because we have that power within ourselves, and God has the power within ourselves too. To combine our power, we are all one. So if we can just align with who we truly are, and we can align with God in this process, there's just for it not to happen. There's no way it's not going to happen. This greatness of who you are and what you're here for. You're going to realize, you're going to remember. He's saying you're going to remember who you are and why you're here. Isn't that beautiful? Because we all ask that question: who am I and why am I here? I've had loss, Gabriel. You can say, as most of you know, my husband Jim and I own a treatment center, Advanced Therapeutic Services, and we treat drug and alcohol clients, substance abuse clients. I've been doing that work over 30 years, and mental health clients, behavioral health. A lot of our patients have both, and we've been busy lately because a lot of people are struggling. And I had one patient that I met today, and she really touched my heart. She's 18 years old, and she lost both her parents in the fall of last year for different reasons, one in September and dad in November, and very traumatic, both of them. And she's lost. She was our new patient. I walked out the door, and she was standing there, and she was looking up, and she was holding on to her necklace that her mom gave her. And I just met her, and she said she was praying and that her parents were telling her it was going to be okay. So she was talking to her parents. And then she said to me she hadn't prayed in months since this happened. That was the first time she prayed. She walked through our facility, and she just felt the urge to pray, and she felt the presence of her parents. And I thought, how beautiful is that? How beautiful is that we can give her this place to be? And she said she felt so alone. She felt so alone and confused and didn't have anybody at all. And she's been lost in drugs and depression and all kinds of stuff. And I just told her, you're here now at ATS, we're outpatient, but we're here to help you however we can. But it's not about us, it's about her. She touched my heart, and she couldn't breathe. I could feel it. I could feel that she couldn't breathe, and we're going to work with her on all that. But I know that there are people out there, so many that are suffering. They're in our practice, and they're right here, and they're all of us. I've gone through depression this year as well. So, what Gabriel wants to say is how much he loves you, and that it's going to be okay, and that it's time to move forward, because she even felt it. She said, I feel like my parents are telling me that it's going to be okay. And I thought, wow, that's amazing, because this just happened 6 months ago. It's like it would have happened yesterday, right? But she was actually optimistic, and she said, I feel like it's going to be okay. So it's going to be okay. And that's what he's saying. We're here for a reason. She's going to walk her path. And that's what she said too. She said, I'm going to figure out why I'm here. Why am I still here? Because now she's, like the lone survivor of her family. And she's like, I'm just going to figure out why I'm still here. I thought that was beautiful. That was a beautiful way to think about it. Why is she still here? So think about that when you're writing down your stuff, and when you're just daydreaming about your life and what you want it to be. Ask the question, and the angels will answer. Why are you here? You're going to find out because we all know already inside who we are. Our spirits know who we are. They're just like right there going, come on, ask me, I'll show you. And he says, always follow the signs. I'm not really that good at that. I sometimes ignore the signs. But, they'll give you the answers. They really will. So I just wanted to share that. Let's see. Spiritual. Okay, I'm going to look through here. Chris, please visit their site. Amazing. I'm not sure if there's any questions or these are comments. Okay. Oh, they were just asking. To you guys too. I'm just kind of looking at the comments. So if you have any questions, I'm just going to ask Debbie to put them up, so then I don't have to screen down through to see if I miss anything. Okay, cool. So that was the opening. That gives you an idea of how the show goes, and if you guys have any questions. But Gabriel, he said this topic is really for the power within us to move forward. It's time to move forward. It's been a year anniversary, and let's just keep going. And I'm going to go ahead and I think right now I'm just going to go ahead and bring Gabriel in for a little while and have him speak to you guys directly. And if you have any questions, of course, by all means, bring them up, and then we will just keep chatting. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our show, Drama to Dharma. As you know, Josie is channeling us. This is why we call this the Drama to Dharma. She, as she says, she's the drama, meaning she is the physical being, and then we are the Dharma, and we are all one together. We are all one together, and that's what the topic is. How is it that you could be a human in your human form, but yet have the spiritual being with you at all times? As Josie, she allows herself to open up to us. It's a process that she's been doing for her whole life, but we'll just say 8 to 10 years. She's actually been writing our words, and then she starts speaking our words, and then now she can do it with her eyes open and share our messages from our side and move to the side. And you all have the capacity to do this. All of you do it already. We want you to think about that. How do you do it already and keep it growing? Do you do it through your music? Do you do it through your writing? Do you do it through your prayers? Do you do it through, what is it? What is it? How is it that you're filtering and you're allowing the spirit to come through you to the world? That's what it is. How is it that you allow for the beautiful spirit to come through you and shine the light onto the world? That's the question. It's a very simple question. It's a question you've been asking yourself or telling yourself, even in your songs as children. This Little Light of Mine, that was Josie's favorite song as a child. Every time she would feel bad, she would just sing the song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine. She just loved the song because she would just then think of herself as being the light, letting it shine. It's those types of energy is what we're talking about. It could be as simple as singing This Little Light of Mine to as wonderful as doing a ceremony to bring your light out. So this evening, we want you to think about that. How can you shine your light? If you're feeling discouraged, let that go. Put that aside for a moment and think about shining your light. And you're saying, Gabriel, but I feel so much darkness. Yes. But right now, we want you to shine your light. Everybody has it. Even if it's a little bit. If it's a little bit. If it's through your laughter to where you can even joke. It could be through your jokes, your humor. Your humor. Joy is the highest vibration. So if you can bring joy to each other by laughing together, dancing together, being silly together again. This world needs silliness right now. Josie's ridiculous at times. Ridiculous. And it's good. We love it when she's silly. Her vibration is so high. So we want you to laugh. We want you to joke with each other. Joke with yourself. Laugh at yourself if you have to, if it's funny. Josie does that. So we want you we encourage you to do that. Everybody has free will, so you can do whatever it is that you choose. But if you're watching this show, we're encouraging you to be happy for a moment and to bring joy to your life. However you can do that this week, as this is the anniversary week. There's no time. So this week is representing the time that this all happened 1 year ago. And everybody's viscerally going to remember this week. Viscerally. You're going to remember it's an anniversary. It's an anniversary of when the world changed. So we want it to be a good anniversary. We want it to be an anniversary moving forward. Knowing that it's different, yes. Will it be different? Yes. Will it be different? Yes. But it can be better. It's up to you. Because when you go out to the restaurants and when you go fly on that plane to see your grandchildren, oh my goodness, if you're not going to love it more than you ever have, you are going to appreciate everything. Everything that over just 1 year ago you took for granted now is going to be so luscious and wonderful for you. And we are so happy for you because all the joy that you are going to feel when the world opens up in the next week or two, hang on to it. Musicians that can go play again their music to an audience, a real audience. Is that not going to be heaven for you? Yes. And to sing and to paint your art and to go to art classes again. Go back to the restaurants, the theater. Disneyland's opening soon in April. All those things. Every time you go somewhere now and you sit, you're going to be in so much appreciation of all of it. And that is the highest vibration you could feel. And there comes your creativity. There comes your alignment with spirit. There comes your power of who you are and your power of spirit. So that's why we want you to think about it in those terms. You're already going to feel it, but really grab onto it when you feel it and know that this is very powerful energy that you can continue to grow. And at that point, you're going to find out who you are and why you're here. It's a new life. When humans feel like they are almost in death's door, which everybody has felt that way one way or the other in case they got COVID or not, or if they were going to get it or not, and all of that or not, you feel life in such gratitude, yes? Because you're alive. There's a question here. Can the power of spirit be directed by your intention? That's from Jim. Can the power of spirit be directed by your intention? Can the power of spirit be directed by your intention? Yes. The power of spirit can be directed by your intention. However, that sounds like a difficult way to find it. In other words, if you have an intention to find spirit, then you will find spirit. But we encourage you to just do it. Just do it. Because if you think too much about your intention to see if the power is going to be there for spirit, it does take a little bit of goes around a little bit. We want you just to do it. Do it. Feel your spirit. Be your spirit. Sometimes the word intention is almost a bit of a barrier because you have to think about what the intention is and if the intention is going to be good or bad or not or what. Do you understand? We love law of attraction. It's very good, of course. But however, we don't want you to get too hung up on that. We want you to just do it and know and enjoy it and be grateful for it. And you're going to be in spirit. You're going to feel when you're in alignment with who you truly are, you're going to feel wonderful. No guilt, no shame, no depression, no anxiety. You're going to feel joy, gratitude, love. You can't have the two together at one time. So we want you to just enjoy every moment of your life. Josie went to pick her grandson from school this evening, and she's no, it's going to be late for us, for you guys, for the show. But then he wanted an ice cream, and there was a gas station, a Chevron. She couldn't resist herself. She stopped at the Chevron. She spent $1.99, had him pick his ice cream, and went back in the car quickly. And she was so grateful she could stop at the Chevron and get his ice cream. That's all they did. They spent $2. He got his ice cream. That's her grandson. She knew mommy was picking him up soon, so she gave him an ice cream for dinner. Although he still had dinner that she was going to have. But do you see? Do those little spontaneous things. If something comes up, don't miss the opportunity. Try not to miss the opportunity of life and what life has as cherishable. Her grandson will always remember that. And so will she. That was very special moments. So all the special moments that are waiting for you, take them, grab them, and embrace them. Colleen. Hi, Colleen. Who are my guardian angels? Colleen. You have very powerful guardian angels. Very powerful guardian angels. Your guardian angels, when a human asks us, who are our guardian angels? We say guardian angels are the angelic realm of who and where you come from. And they're your protectors. They are your protectors. So they could have names or they can have not names. Words are only words, but we want you to know, Colleen, that your angels are so many that have always been with you, and you know that. You know that they are there with you, that you have called on them. And they are the guardian angels that come from the most beautiful, beautiful light of the blue ray angels, that are the blue rays of angels. So they come from the angelic realm of Michael and the powerful realm of Michael. We know, Colleen, so she asked us this question a couple of times. And Michael is an archangel, but the guardian angels, the archangels, we archangels have our realms of angels. And we all have our jobs. And we're all here to be with you. When you call on us, all you have to do is ask, and we are right there for you. We are right there for you, to guard you, to protect you, to teach you, to love you, to nurture you. You know who we are because you can feel us at night. You know who we are because you could feel us at night. And you remember who we are because you've been here with us. We are your home. We are home to you. So when you feel us, you know that you're home with us in your dreams. And that's when you feel the most comfortable and you feel the most safe. Because you know that this is temporary when you're here on this planet, but that you're here for the most powerful reason. And if you know why you're here, to share your story, to help another, we encourage you to do it. To continue sharing your stories, sharing your life experiences, because once you leave this planet, what are you going to leave for the next that are here? And will you come back to us and say, have regrets and say, oh, I forgot why I was down there. I knew I had a reason to come, and then I didn't remember. I was so close to remembering. Do I have to go back again, or should I just stay here and guide again? Should I just stay here and guide my ancestors, or do I go back and try to remember again? It's that simple. Truly, it is. So that's why it's important for you to embrace who you are, that you're in the most powerful realm, the human realm, the realm with gravity. You're in the most powerful realm that actually has so much effect on the universe. Everything you do here affects us. Everything you do here affects the universe in so many ways. And that's the truth. So remember that when we're not trying to put a lot of responsibility on you, but we are talking about power. Yes, we're talking about power. We're talking about how powerful all of this is. And you have that capacity, all of you, to make a difference on this planet while you're here. And then you're leaving it for the next generations and the next generations. You're growing it. Each generation grows it for the next. Each generation leaves something for the next to continue to expand part of the expansion. And you're already seeing that with your children and your grandchildren, how wise they are in technology, especially. This pandemic has pushed technology up to the forefront. Yes, quickly. Everybody had to learn it one way or the other. Most people had to, not everybody, but most people had to learn it in a new ways to communicate. It's just going to continue to grow that way because everything is technology in the universe. So we encourage you to, if you can, well, we are in technology right now. That's how you're hearing us. Technology. Embrace it. Use it for the good. Give good messages. Share good information in technology. Encourage each other through technology. And when you see each other, of course, you're going to do that in person as well. But now, even when you go back to the world in person, you still now you had a crash course in technology. So continue to grow your presence for good in technology world. So we hope that helped you with this topic. We love you dearly. We love you so dearly. We want you to be happy and joyful and full of love as you are, and to remember who you are so that you can share that with each other, share it with the world. And if you have no more questions for us, then we are complete, and Josie will continue the conversations. Huh. That always makes me so relaxed. Gabriel's just wonderful. And yeah, I'm going to finish the book September. I have a deadline. I have a deadline. I have a deadline with the publisher. So he's going to be speaking through me in a book that you guys can read. But I'm going to continue to give his messages, of course, like this, because it helps me as much as I hope it helps you. It's interesting how this works, because I never would have thought that I would do something like this, because I was always very conservatively raised Christian and church and everything. And it would not have been something that was mainstream in my growing up, but it's so natural. It's so natural. And that's what I think he's trying to share with us. And what I want to share with you guys is that we all have this. He always, when at first, people would say, "Oh, Josie, you've got such a gift." And Gabriel would say, "It's not a gift because we all have it. It's not a present just for me." I just kept asking lots of questions. I was a curious child. I questioned everything when it came to spirit. And so I got the answers directly, because I knew in my heart, being raised in such doctrine, although loving people, that a lot of that wasn't in alignment with who I was as a spiritual being. So if you feel that something's resonating with you when you're meditating, or when you're praying, or when you're walking in nature, or anytime that you're in gratitude, making your gratitude list, if you feel that you're in alignment with that, just know that you're getting your answers. And ask questions. Ask questions of the angels, and ask questions of God, and find your books that you feel your holiness, the Bible, the Quran, the holy words. Find those books, your readings, whatever it is, the Tao, where you get your messages, and then you'll get the answers that way as well, because you'll open right up to the perfect page. I'm sure you have had that happen when you're not sure of something, and then you just open up the beautiful holy books, and then you find the answer right there, just like it's highlighted. That's how I read the Bible 3 times, because it was just so wonderful. It was exciting to read it, because I would just get my answers that way. So I encourage you to do that. A lot of people aren't reading that much anymore, but especially new generations. But however you can get your answers that you're asking, and look for that next level of spirituality for yourself. That's what this message tonight, I feel, was about, because we are all here again, we're spiritual beings living a human experience. And, there are days when I'm living an extra human experience. It's just like, oh, Josie's the extra human today. Um, whatever that means. So, don't ever, well, I'm just encouraging you not to beat yourself up if you feel like you're doing something. No, you're living the human experience. You're actually loving it. You're loving the human experience. You're loving that chocolate. You're loving life. And it's okay once in a while, everything, um, how you feel your spirit's bringing you. I mean, of course, Gabriel would never encourage, sugar, but it is something that whatever you do in life, just do it in a loving so basically what they're saying is, okay, if we said, well, this is not good for me, was that bad, or I feel so guilty, 'cause this is just me living, right? That's just kind of been my life. Oh, I'm just guilty about this, guilty about that. I always felt guilty because of all the religion. And no, I'm learning now that that's not true. It's okay, because I'm enjoying being a human, and that's okay. And humans are curious, because when we're on the non-physical realm, we're looking down at the humans, he's saying, going like, wow, that's interesting. For their entertainment. But it's like we're playing. We're playing. So I feel like, sometimes that's what we're doing as humans. We're playing. So we don't have to take ourselves so seriously, because we're here to play, and we're here to expand. We're here to play, and we're here to expand. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember that. That's really good, because sometimes I do take myself much too seriously. And that can get pretty intense when I do. I don't know about you guys, but that gets pretty intense. I was on a Zoom call today with some of my clients, and I was looking at zoning maps, and I mean, it was just intense. I thought, wow, that was intense. I didn't know how you can find a parcel in the desert and get everything about it through the county zoning. But anyways, those are just some of the projects I work on. Very grounding. I don't do woo woo all day, I'll tell you. But when I'm done with those, I'm like, wow, that was great. I need those kinds of things to help my brain keep going, right? I can't always be, but so keep, I like to do balance. I like to have mathematical equations, do, crossword puzzles, whatever, to keep my mind going. But, there's always that spiritual side that's just so much fun to do if you allow it, and you can think about it that way, as just fun. Spirit is fun. Spirit, even the word spirit, right? Just like, if you think of something that has spirit, it's just fun versus something that doesn't. So play with the words, play this week, have fun with life. Let's celebrate that I feel the lightness that this pandemic is over. And I'm going to own that. I mean, I feel like I'm just going to say that it's over, that it's behind us. And now we're moving forward in different ways. And how are we going to move forward in our life? Are we going to move forward as powerful, the power that we have within us and with spirit? Yes, boldly. We were talking about boldness today. Live life boldly. Now, these are all words that you've heard many times, but just feel them this time. Live life boldly. Boldly. That's what we're here for. We're here to live life boldly and to have fun, because our loved ones and our clients, or the people in our life, it's contagious. It's contagious when we're living life boldly, and it's contagious when we're having fun. And if somebody says, why are you having so much fun? I just say, because I want to. Because it's been illegal to have fun for the last year. That's how I feel, like it's been illegal to have fun. I mean, literally, it has been. I mean, if we go and do something fun, oh no, nope, sorry, can't do that. Nope, can't have fun. No, well, now we can start having fun again, and let's do it. Let's have some fun. I mean, let's enjoy every moment of it. I hope, and I hope that you do. I want to. I'm going to. Well, I'm not going to want to. I'm not going to. I am going to have fun. I am. I just made that decision. I am just going to have fun as much as possible. Now, there's going to be moments that I'm not going to be having fun, but I'm going to try to make fun out of it. As he said, we can even laugh at ourselves, whatever's going to bring us playfulness and joy. It's time. So this has been a wonderful show. I'm glad that we were able to talk about the joys and the power that all of that brings forward to us. Now I'm going to take a quick break and have Debbie put up our little commercial so I can drink some water. And this is from our sponsor, that is Advanced Therapeutic Services, our treatment center that I was talking about earlier.
My name is Christopher Zwick. I've struggled with addiction for all of my adult life. I went from alcohol to opiates to heroin and meth. I spiraled down until I ended up in the hospital, malnourished and suicidal. I was the shell of the man I used to be. Then, I found hope. I found ATS. Advanced Therapeutic Services provided me with a safe environment and the tools necessary to recover. I learned how to address the root issues behind the addiction. I now have over a year clean. I owe my life to ATS.
Okay, wow, thank you. That's a wonderful testimonial from Deb's son, Christopher, who's doing great. And he always says he owes his life to us, but really he owes his life to himself, and we're a tool here to help him. But we appreciate that because he's wonderful. And I want to do a couple shout outs here for Ellie Seaban, who's been watching, and she said she loves the music. Thank you, Ellie. We have Vicky. Now, I wonder if that's my friend Vicky Hernandez that I know, because if it is, it's so wonderful to see you. I think it is. Anyway, she says she misses me, so I'm sure she's the Vicky that I'm thinking of. So I'm just grateful that she's on our show tonight. I hope that you all enjoyed the message from Gabriel tonight, and that you will just remember our homework for this week. Our homework for this week is to, as usual, it's always positive homework, but coming from the place of gratitude for everything, just see the world through the eyes of God, see the world through the eyes of gratitude. It's not going to be hard, because every time you go out there and everything you do, I know that you're going to feel the appreciation and the gratitude, and have fun with it. Enjoy it. It's not illegal to have fun anymore. And that alone we should be celebrating, because we're going to be able to just kind of do things again and with our families, but maybe from a different viewpoint. I have a feeling I'm just going to look at things differently now. I just know I am. I can't imagine that we're all not going to see things differently. We're going to have a little bit more intention, like Jim said, but we're going to also have a lot of fun with it, and gratitude. I don't think we're going to take for granted as much as we used to. I was the most, we didn't do it on purpose. That's just, life was very different. So I just want to encourage you all to have a blessed, wonderful week, and know how beautiful you are and how sacred you are. And until next Thursday, we're going to end a little bit early today. But if you guys have any more questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. But if not, I feel like we're pretty complete with our message tonight. And I just want to thank you all and share lots of love. And until next week, we'll see you next